call the meeting to order. First on the agenda, consider approving minutes from the previous meeting, minutes from July 26th meeting.
Motion to approve.
I'll second that.
Yeah, a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Water and sewer agenda items. Discussion and approval of the water and sewer vouchers.
Motion to approve the water and sewer vouchers.
I'll second that.
A motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Discuss capital projects for 25. The sewer vac truck.
I did some checking, and they're a year and a half out on ordering trucks. I was looking to get this going for 2025, and they're saying then I could get the prices locked in starting, this next year in 24 to get it ordered and online, and it'll go through for 25. It would come out of the equipment replacement fund. We have plenty of money in there. I think we have 1.3 million in the replacements, so we're looking at 500 to 550,000. We would get a trade-in for ours, or if we could sell it outright for more, we would do that. It'd also give us more time to go to see if we could get more for the resale of ours instead of a trade-in.
Could you briefly tell us about the situation with the existing vehicle?
Usage. It's combined now with the street department and the sewer. It's just, we're using a lot more. Just better resale and trade-in on by doing it now.
How old is existing vehicle?
2018.
Which to me, isn't that old for the vehicle, but does the equipment wear out after a while?
Yep. Yeah, we're having more replacements, everything with the second engine and all the hydro excavating we do is hard on it, and we're using a lot more for hydro excavating too.
A lot of grit and gravel growing through it and
Yep.
abrasive. Is that kind of what's going on?
Yeah, the water pump and the blowers wear out quicker.
We've been on a 6-year cycle with it in the past. 2012, I think, was the previous one, wasn't it?
Previous one, yeah.
We're trying to keep that same cycle going. Seems to be working. We're getting the most for our trade-ins at that time, too. If you let it go a little bit longer, it drops off significantly.
Well, I kind of hate to commit for the budget after next already. We haven't done this budget yet.
Yeah.
Well, the money is
Well,
there.
it won't be coming out of the budget though.
Right.
It's equipment fund.
Oh, the fund, okay.
Equipment fund is up.
Got it.
I'll make a motion to approve going forward with the new sewer vac truck.
I'll second. A motion and a second. Any discussion?
Does this go to council then?
We'll bring it to the cow meetings for the budget.
Yeah, okay, all right.
Any other discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carried. Water and sewer operation monthly reports.
Our lead and copper testing is completed. All the results are below our MCL, which is good. If we would have a few higher, then we would be required to test annually. So now this puts us on every 3-year testing. Well 4 was hit by lightning, and it took out the water meter. So we have that on order, and we'll see when we can get that. It's still operational. It's just doesn't read the gallons going through. They started the work on painting inside the water tower last week. They'll be coming back here next week and finishing it up, and it should be back online in about a week and a half. And then we also started our sanitary sewer cleaning and televising for the year.
All right, any questions for Gabe? Moving on, street department agenda items. Discuss and approve the street department vouchers.
Motion to approve the street department vouchers.
Second. A motion and a second. Any discussion?
Just a brief curiosity on the pickleball courts. I'm seeing we've got expenses. Is that reimbursed? Or are we doing some stuff just on our own? Or?
Yep, when that project was approved, that was figured in with, our forces doing essentially the excavation for the project. So.
Okay, there's pretty small numbers, but as far as
that might have been from the previous month. I think the next one will have the bulk of it, so our work is all done there. So.
Okay, great, thank you.
That's it. Any other discussion?
On the meeting.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Discussion, consideration, and review regarding the natural lawn permit for Golden Harvest after permit application letters were sent to the neighbors and more information regarding their plan was received.
I don't know what it's back there either.
Excuse me, could you mute your phone, please? Thank you. Sorry.
I guess this is
All
up,
right,
yeah.
Yeah, this came to us a couple months ago, actually, so it took us a little time to, figure out the radius and basically our ordinance requirements as far as how we handle it. 'Cause this is really the first one that's come through that's been, I guess, serious about having it done. So Lori sent out all the letters, we got them back, at least, in the time that we were designated to. To this point, I guess they've satisfied all the requirements. It's somewhat uncharted territory for us. We've never had one actually, to my knowledge, come through this far. So what was the letter ratio again? As far as people objecting versus.
We only had two objections
Okay.
out of, I think 19 went out.
Okay.
And nobody else responded, so
Gotcha.
I'm assuming they were okay with it.
I think it has to be, greater than half of the.
Are they gonna do anything besides what's there, or is it just gonna stay the way it is, and they just wanna leave it grow long, or what's the?
In the
Really doesn't
supporting
say much in there.
It doesn't say much. It actually only just mentions the month of May, really, and then leaving some of the pollinating areas go, I'm assuming, all summer. There's not a lot of grass there.
That's what I was saying, there isn't much
Mostly
there.
Impervious.
Sounds like they just don't wanna improve it. I don't know. That's it.
Well, as long as, I guess from our point of view, as long as they're out, not doing it in the boulevard.
Are they actually gonna plant something there that is a wild lawn or wild flowers, or is it just gonna be what's growing there?
It's not in their plan, but
They mentioned wildflowers, but are they gonna wait for them to come by themselves, or are they gonna plant?
It doesn't really say anything.
Yeah.
about
Right, it
planting.
talks about how they kind of have poor soil and they want to establish a better soil,
Well, but that-
through.
I don't know how that's, the way they're planting it there is gonna do that. no?
Does this include the boulevard also?
No, it can't. That's
Yeah.
specific under ordinances. It can't.
That'd be in the only one, even though there's no sidewalk there, it'd still be
Correct,
the
yeah,
city
we'd have to
property.
Just
back.
measure off and make sure they're staying beyond that.
So it wouldn't be a problem with visibility, with making turns or anything?
That's something we'd have to just monitor.
My gut feeling is I tend to trust them and their love of nature, and I think they'd probably do a good job and it'd be attractive, but we don't know.
Right. And I mean, this, whatever, like it or not, this is kind of what we've told people too in the past when no May has come up. We already have this in place, and to their credit, they went through with the work and, you know, paid the permit fee and everything, so don't have a problem with it, I guess, in concept.
I guess I'd like more information if they're just gonna do it, 'cause like you said, it just mentions May. I mean, is that gonna be a permanent deal, or is it just gonna be the month of May?
It looks like it's a permanent deal by the looks of what they're doing there, or lack of doing.
But, well, what they, should be improved somewhat, though, not just because they dumped earth there and whatever grows there is not a natural lawn. Usually they plant flowers, or they plant wildflowers, or they do improvements to it, and put soil in so the stuff grows nice, not just because you got bad soil.
Yeah, if you read the, you know, 3/4 of the way down their letter, it talks about supporting the natural wildflowers that already grow on their own by mowing around them. South side will have wildflowers that be left to grow all season. Main lawn wildflowers will be sporadic until we designate an area for planting wildflowers on our own.
Shouldn't that be part of the permit, or where they designated that now to get the permit?
Well, they could do the whole, a certain percentage of the lawn, can't they? I mean, what it says in our ordinance.
It's pretty much everything within, you know, the border, which they don't have any border property up to anybody else. They're surrounded by, you know, city street essentially, so.
I agree, we need some clarifications, you know, what's gonna happen in the month of May, what's gonna happen after. And I think we've got time on this, right? I mean, it's,
Yeah. Wouldn't happen anyways until next spring presumably, so.
so if someone could make some further inquiries, give us a little clearer picture of what, you know, Rod had a good point, you know, are they gonna plant wildflowers, just wait and see what grows? You know.
Was there anything planted there when they did that building? Did they redo that?
All grass, I mean.
Was
lawn
the
seed.
grass planted, or was it
Yes.
just? Oh, okay. I think we should get more clarification.
Do we need a motion to hold it over, or just,
I'll bring it back to whatever meeting they're ready for. Or whatever they get
Okay.
meeting.
Thank you.
all right, moving on. Discussion and consideration regarding 710 Pier Street snow removal.
And Daniela is remote, if you have any questions for her. She's in the guardianship.
Is this the first time?
Yes. I believe that address has been noticed before, but I believe this is the first time that we've actually shoveled it.
How many times have we shoveled? Once?
We just shoveled it once.
And it's been clear other than that, or just not reported?
Is there somebody else that's supposed to watch that or something for the snow removal, or the person that lives there does? Or?
That I don't know.
I told her she can speak if you give her permission to answer questions.
Yeah, I mean,
Without
it's,
objection, yeah,
Yeah,
that's,
she can answer.
Daniela, are you on there?
Yes, I'm here.
There, okay.
Is there someone watching over this property as far as snow removal that, I guess is responsible for it?
There is someone now. The resident that lives there does now have a corporate guardianship due to developmental disabilities and behavioral disabilities and many things. He does now have a managed care organization that has approved assistance for him with snowing and plow removal here for the next winter. So it will not just be the person that lives at the home. There will be Lakeland Cares, which is a managed care organization. They will be supporting him and assisting him with snow removal this next season.
so this issue will not occur again? It's go-
I will do my absolute best.
Okay. What, I have a figure in mind what the charge was. Does someone remind me?
300.
300.
Okay.
It was 300 for shoveling the sidewalk. The resident just is on an extremely limited income and does not have, the capacity to pay that. He would likely be going without, some basic needs if he had to pay that.
Well, with assurances, it's not going to happen again. I think in the past, we have made some concessions. I would propose or make a motion that we reduce it by $150.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Typically, that's normally what we've been doing, correct?
Yeah, on first time ones, yeah.
Okay.
Would that be acceptable to you, ma'am?
Yeah, he may have to be on some sort of payment plan. He only gets $100 a month spending money himself, so that will need to kind of come out of his spending money for several months.
We'd be agreeable to a couple installments, would we?
Who owns the property?
He goes jointly with his mother.
Okay, if it's not paid, it goes onto the taxes for the following year, so, I think we can
Okay.
we could work out something as far as a payment plan if that's the case, otherwise it will go onto the taxes.
Okay. I think the taxes would probably be more beneficial for him so that he has a bit of income for that month that he can use.
Okay.
Is there any penalty if it goes that far? If they don't pay now?
No.
Okay. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Right?
Opposed? Motion carried. Monthly reports. Monthly report, Building Inspector, Zoning Administrator Pagel. That's in there.
He was excused.
Public Works Director, Mr. Akey.
Guess if there's any questions, I'll answer them. Projects are, again, kind of limited by our availability of concrete contractor. Has been our limiting factor as far as showing up, so.
You found one yet? That's gonna, do you have one now for?
We
10th Street?
have one for everything, but
If he's here,
they're very busy.
There's nobody else available probably.
Right.
Okay.
So the price of concrete is up and the availability of contractors is also,
No, the availability of contractors is, the amount of work is up and the number of contractors is down, so they're swamped.
okay.
We did pave Mishler Crest, State Street and Chippewa yesterday with the binder. We have work to do on all those projects as far as concrete, so. The underground will be done tomorrow on 10th Street. So we're looking to get that ready for curb and gutter. Hopefully we can get them in the next couple of weeks to put curb and gutter so we can keep moving on there.
Okay. Dustin?
Well, it's kind of the last big push here for us. We've got a couple of pretty big storm projects we'd like to get finished up yet before October, ideally before it really starts to rain. But otherwise, it's been a lot of concrete work, blacktopping like usual. So.
All right, and Mr. Liberties is in. Consider placing monthly reports on file.
Make a motion to place the monthly reports on file.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Right?
Opposed? Motion carries. Date and time of next meeting, Wednesday, September 27th at 5:15. Sound good to everybody?
Yes.
Public comment? Any public comment? Last call for public comment. Ask for a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion and second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We're adjourned.